Isak vs Jackson has been a hot topic in FPL community since game week 12, with FPL managers favoring one or the other. Isak, as it turned out, has been a heavy favorite among active managers. Some even go to the extent, to say that selling Isak for Jackson was a mistake. But was it really a mistake? Let's break it down with stats, recent performances, and upcoming fixtures to figure out who should lead the line in your team. But before we do, if you enjoy FPL content, please do hit the like button and subscribe as it will help this video reach a wider audience. Now let's get into the video. If you look at the previous 5 fixtures for Jackson, he has got a 12, 6, 0, he was benched against Southampton, the dream fixture for which we wanted him, 2 and a 8. So he has a total of 28 points in the previous 5. And your sub would have come on for Jackson in that Southampton fixture for at least a 2-pointer, and if you had Rodgers on bench, he would have come on for a 8-pointer. So having Jackson in the previous 5 has either given you 30 or 36 points. And when you look at Isak in the previous 5, he has 2, 1, 11, 8, 11, which means he has given 33 points. So in any case that you see, you would have been plus or minus 3 in the previous 5 game weeks with Jackson. For my team personally, I had Jackson in my team since game week 12. So I've gotten more points from Jackson than Isak because my team had Rodgers, who came on for Jackson in game week 14 against Southampton. Obviously, if you had gone for Isak in game week 12 and then switched to Jackson in 14, you are super unlucky as you missed Jackson's 18 points in game week 12 and 13 and then missed Isak's 30 points in the previous 3 where Jackson has scored only 10. But what's gone is gone, and let's see who you should get moving forward. If you look at the next 4 fixtures, you can make a case that you probably do not need Isak as Ipswich, Villa, United and Spurs aren't necessarily quote-unquote cream fixtures, whereas Jackson's fixture looks alluring. If I were buying one this week, it would be Jackson. You can also make a case that Isak fixtures aren't good defensively, but attacking wise, Isak fixtures still look good, and yes, he can score in any of those fixtures, but you should mostly focus on fixtures and form together. And if you look at it that way, Jackson has both form and fixture, whereas Isak just has form, and Isak also costs 0.5 million more. Even if you look at the underlying data for both these players throughout the season, there isn't really much to compare as both these players have similar numbers. You can pause the video and look at the data for both these players. One thing I would like to say is that although both these players have similar XG and points, Isak's assist potential is way better than Jackson's. Isak is not only their goal scorer but also creates goals. If you look at the previous 5 game week, Isak has an expected assist of 1.17 and has given 2 assists, which is more than any of his striker peers in the game. Even when you look at the Opta stats for these two players, you can clearly see that in terms of goal scoring, there is hardly anything. But when it comes to creativity, Isak edges Jackson there. So there can be more points for Isak in the future with assists. If you look at the expected points, it shows that Isak will outscore Jackson in the next 6 game weeks. But as I said before, Villa, United and Spurs aren't necessarily going to be easy. We can look at all the AI predicted points, but at the end, we also need to have that human element intact. So what am I suggesting? If you can afford both, that's the ideal situation. Isak and Jackson together gives you the flexibility to capitalize on both fixtures and form. Assuming that you have one of Isak and Jackson in your team, many of you might still be stuck with Cunha and Mbeumo or Bowen. So one suggestion is to go from Cunha to Isak or Jackson and Mbeumo or Bowen to maybe a Enzo or Ahmad, as you would need almost 2 million to upgrade Cunha to Isak and 1.5 for Cunha to Jackson. But if you want to have only one of these, both have similar ownership, and as I've said before in the video, I am a fixtures guy and I would still go for Jackson in the next 4 and then upgrade Jackson to Isak in game week 21 when Isak's fixture turns really good. I would be under no pressure to buy Isak over Jackson right now. So in short, if you are buying one, go for Jackson, but if you can afford both, that's the best way to go right now. That's it for this video. I hope this analysis has helped you decide between Jackson and Isak, or maybe go for both. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments who you are backing. Until next time, happy tinkering and may your arrows be green.